Today the debate ends. I will talk about these anime icons without preferences. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on other icons of fiction we debate. Let's start. Although it is said that Gojo and his infinity are incapable of repelling, Goku is not far behind because he has endless skills and experiences. Let's start by highlighting his qualities. Goku, for his part, has his signature technique, the Kamehameha, the Genki Dama, teleportation, almost perfect control of his power, key barriers, and many other things. Gojo possesses the manipulation of cursed energy, concentrated attacks like energy waves, and one of them is the purple attack. His most powerful technique is the infinity, which is like an enemy counter. Goku's greatest feats are almost destroying the universe along with the destroyer bills. Another that is not talked about much is the knowledge of dimensions or an endless number of planets in the multiverse. Gojo's best feat is his infinity could only be cut by a galaxy-scale slash from Sukuna. Instead of his feats of power as such as his purple, he climbed to the city, he has adventures, but it is planetary. Although in defenses or tanking, Goku has already shown that he has been able to withstand lava, large-scale explosions, and even planets in agony, and that was a Goku not as experienced as he is currently. For his part, Gojo was able to narrowly escape Toji Fushijiro's sword. Although he was not confident, this is a point worth highlighting that will be fundamental later on. In speed, Goku was able to travel at lightning speed since he was little. Currently there is no precise calculation, but he is untouchable by beings like Golden Freezer. In turn, Gojo has demonstrated the speed on average of sound. Although he is fast, he falls a little short compared to Goku. Let's move on to their hypothetical fight outside of their fictions. They are passing through a rock field. Suddenly Goku feels Gojo's presence very tense. They chat a little and he asks him to fight in a friendly manner. Already on guard, Goku base begins. Gojo dodges, believing that it will be easy for him, when suddenly Goku kicks him, sending him somewhat far away. Gojo is a little shocked. Goku smiles into the distance. Gojo uses his blue technique ritual to attract Goku. After he launches it, Goku is confident receiving the attack. Both look at each other. Gojo attacks and Goku receives it without much affectation. Then Goku. He uses the divine paralysis that he has used on several occasions, leaving Gojo immobile. Then he gets rid of it with rage. Gojo is generating a reddish glow, which is his second technique. Goku receives the red glow. It causes him an insignificant scratch. Now he will use his signature technique, the Kamehameha. As he was far away, he teleports with the technique. Gojo receives it, only he used a rock. By little, and because of that rock with its energy, he doesn't count it. Only that his hands were left very torn. In desperation, Gojo gives Goku a combo of attacks that he counters without problem to everything. After that, Gojo steps back a bit and combines his two techniques to generate the most powerful one, the purple one. Goku is not far behind and launches a fairly massive key energy. Gojo does not give up. The purple increases. Goku stays on base without problems. The crash explodes and sends them crashing. Goku says it's time to end this. He transforms into SSJ-1. Gojo looks terrified and launches himself towards Goku. Their fists collide, but Goku is totally humiliating him. Blow after blow, he ends with a kick. Gojo is totally lost. He opens his eyes, which are swollen with fury, and says he will finish that guy off, and says it's your end, infinite empty domain expansion. Goku prepares himself and then performs the technique. With experience against hits, he knows about these types of techniques. It takes him a while, but he manages to get away with it with a super Kamehameha that Gojo evades. And that's when Goku strategically launched an energy sphere from below, which Gojo would hit, disabling his technique in turn without energy or strength. Goku victorious would tell him you are very strong but you have a long way to go to reach your limit, in turn hitting him in the abdomen as a lesson with the SSJ blue content. Gojo falls unconscious. Goku takes out a hermit seed from his suit and gives it to Gojo, who regains consciousness and stands up, thanking Goku and telling him that he is really very strong. It would take him years to give him his surprise. Well, this is how the fight between these powerful beings would end up. Although they seem very even, we know how Goku is. He holds back a lot and builds up little by little. Gojo in itself, for Dragon Ball levels, I see him at the level of Nappa full power since their abilities are similar, but in the end with wounds Nappa would win. Goku knows how to study his opponents and is very strategic. Not for nothing is he a martial artist. Goku's Shin Saga is enough to beat Gojo. There are no possible scenarios, much less the current Super. There are many fans of both franchises who argue which one is better, although it is obvious who it is. Gojo's fans use their best card, Infinity, without realizing what Goku has been through since he was a child. That's why, guys, never trust sources that are not official or that are not well informed. Here, if there is talk, it is reliable information. There are no overvaluations, inexperience, or things like that. I have seen influencers who are exaggeratedly wrong. I just saw one of them who said absurd things that Goku lost to the UI to Gojo. An example is as if a chicken beat an eagle. That is ridiculous. Okay guys, we are in the final stretch of this video. If you want more videos like this, leave a suggestion, go and comment. Any questions or clarifications, I will receive them. You may also have an opinion on other fictional debates. I will read all your responses. I say goodbye until next time.